Now is the easiest time in history for you to get rich. Use your life experience and your knowledge to shift your financial DNA. Welcome back to Wisdom Vault. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so good for you. There is no better time, easiest time for you to get rich. What does that mean? Use your life experience and your knowledge to change your financial trajectory for you and your family and really begin to leave a legacy. All right, so what I'll share with you through this process, and I'm also going to share the industries in which you can begin. Now, many people really don't, let me just lean back in this one. I remember being introduced to this world of coaching and consulting, and I had no idea. Mind you, 21 years military, 3-time combat veteran. I've been to some places that most men don't want to go. And now I'm being introduced to this world of you can use your life experience and your knowledge to help other people win and become rich. I didn't believe it, like so many people. Oh, you're taking advantage of people. Oh, this is happening. And I'll be honest, that's normally coming from people that are doing less than you and those who have a poverty mindset. But if you're in a place right now and you're listening to the sound of my voice and you're tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you're tired of getting the golden handcuffs and working in a job that you like, it's okay, but you don't necessarily like the people in the cubicle beside you, nor your boss, they're okay. But you realize this is not a profession that you want to be in forever, ever. Now, this world and this industry, there are 5 major industries, but let's get into it. Let me just share how I got started, shall I? Back in the day, retired military, I got started in this coaching industry, and I started as a divorce coach. That's not typically where people start, but it's where I started because I took my life experience and my knowledge to help other people win. Only thing I helped them do was not avoid the pain, but get to their destination faster, help them understand the roadmap, help them with the blueprint, and help them accelerate the success that they wanted in their life. And at the time, it was in their divorce, right? And then I quickly went on to the relationship area because divorce is really underneath the relationship industry. And then it was in life. And then one day I was asked, can you help me build my business, my coaching business? Now, let's be real. I didn't even think that I was building a business. I just knew I was serving other people. I go back to think about my mom. My mother had a 3rd grade education. My dad had a 2nd grade education. I want you to think about that. Can you think of the child or the grandchildren or a niece or friend of a friend's kids? They're in the 2nd and 3rd grade and they just drop out of school right now. Can you imagine that? I can't even think about it. And the truth be told, I didn't understand why did my mom only have a 3rd grade education? She was a housekeeper and my dad was a sharecropper and he had a 2nd grade education. Well, I quickly learned later that the reason why they started high school because there was some bad little boys out there running the streets and they needed to figure out what they were going to do with them. So they created high school, right? So when my mother and my dad that worked on a farm and worked for a family, I wouldn't say it was slavery back then per se during their era, somewhat, but not as it was back in the day. But I realized that they were stagnant and they weren't taught to do anything more than what they were doing. But I know one thing for sure. I did not want to be a housekeeper. I did not want to continue to live on a farm. I did not want to be strapped for money, for cash, or anything like that. Now, mind you, I'm the youngest of 12 kids. Yes, I said 12. My mom and dad were busy. They weren't focused on these other things. They were focusing on taking care of their kids and feeding their children. And I just know for me, I didn't want that life. Even though I had a child at 15 years old, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time at 17, and I was raped and left for dead. I joined the military at a very young age, spent 21 years, got married, went through a divorce, all of that. And I started thinking about what is it that I want to do when I retire from the military? And I was introduced to one of the most powerful industries, the most powerful profession, the number 1 profession, growing profession in the world. And it was coaching. Me understanding the lay of the land and what are the top 4 to 5 industries, the top 5 If this is a over $300 billion industry and all I wanted was a small percentage, there had to be a way. That's why I say there's no easier time for you to become rich. Now, let's go over to the board, shall we, so I can kind of break this down for you. Again, I started in the divorce industry, but you get to start where you get to begin. You get to begin exactly where you are now. I want you to start thinking about your life, where you've been, what you've been able to overcome, what have you been able to learn that people ask you about often. Maybe you're a single mom right now, and the Single Moms Club or the PTA, they always see how well behaved your children are and how the great human beings that they are and how well behaved they are. Now, that's a true trait. Let's just be real. And they ask you, so what are you doing to help her be so amazing? What are you doing? She's learning fast. She's doing this. She's so polite. She's all of this. People are asking you questions about that very thing. I need you to understand that is something that people are willing to invest in themselves with you to learn how to do. Now, there's 5 industries. Let's get into those really quick, okay? Number 1, let's go into this one. Everybody, when they think about this coaching world, they think about life coaching. So I'll start with life coaching, right? Let's start with life coaching. Life coaching is where you share with someone, whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many, you share with them how to have a better life, how to have a fulfilled life, how to move through life and get the things that you deserve and you desire. You come into this space because you yourself were your first testimonial. It's not that you have to have all these people that you work with, but have you yourself had the opportunity to do it for you and then in turn do it for others. It's you being a life coach, helping people have a better life. Now, the true top 4 in this $300 billion industry. Yes, you heard me say $300 billion. The next one is after life is relationship coaching. Relationship coaching. If you've been married for 50 years, that's a lot of wash and draws, by the way, I'm just saying. But if you've been married that long, don't you think someone out there wants to know how to have an amazing marriage, to be a great communicator, how to help your love life explode? If you know those things, share it with someone. You can use your life experience and your knowledge to help someone else. In the area of relationships, maybe you and your daughter have a great relationship and there are other people out there who want to learn what you've been able to do to help to have such an amazing relationship with your daughter. Maybe is you being single and for all those years and you've been able to find the love of your life, or at least get in position for the love of your life to find you. That's relationship coaching. Start thinking. It is in the top 4 industries, top 5 if we add life, for you to help people get to their next level. And let's go to the next one. It's all about, pause for a second. Let me go back. I got to look at it real quick. Oh, the next one is the health and wellness industry. Y'all, this one is growing at rapid speeds because most people are thinking about their health. How can I do better? What can I eat better? Everything now is making us sick. So how can I eat? What vitamins can I take? How do I meal prep? How do I become healthier from the inside out? If you've been able to do that, maybe you're in the profession, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a nutritionist, and you have seen the answers to someone's questions, start thinking about that. Wellness, maybe you lost 50 pounds, and maybe you're not a professional where you have, and mind you, these ones that I'm sharing with you, you do not have to be certified to be able to teach it and become rich, becoming a coach or a consultant. I want to make sure I say that because someone listening to me right now, maybe you, is thinking about, but do I have to be certified? Do I have to go back to school? No, but what you do have to be able to do is share that maybe you've been through it or you've helped someone else achieve a particular goal in this area. Pause. My nose is running. Sorry. A particular goal in this area, in the health and wellness. So think about that. What area of your life where you've been able to achieve such success in not mental health? Let me make sure I say that. That is one particular area, unless you are licensed or certified, that you should not touch here. Allow the professionals to go into that. You stay in the realm where you can coach someone else to their future and not help them necessarily with their past. Okay? The next one is the finance industry. Maybe you're a CPA or an accountant and you help other people with that. Have you ever thought about helping others in their business go through, maybe you've helped people in their business and you do it for them. Start thinking about, how can I teach others at a rapid pace to have be better with their budgeting for their business or for their personal life. Start thinking about that. Write this down. You will make more money teaching other people how to do what you do than you will doing it. I'll say it for the people in the back that weren't really listening and you were just listening to this in the meanwhile. Come back. You will make more money teaching other people how to do what you do than you will doing it, which takes me to number 5. Become a business coach or a consultant. Maybe you've started a nonprofit that was very, very successful, and other people want to know, how do I start my nonprofit? Because the truth be told, most nonprofits are not making or generating any income. Nonprofit being no profit. But what if you had secret strategies and formulas and tips and a pathway for others to start their nonprofit? Maybe you're like me. I've been able to help hundreds of thousands of women to date, 325,000 women to date, to help them on their journey to their next level life, lifestyle, and business. And maybe you're in this place where you've built a successful brick and mortar and people are trying to figure out, because there's so much red tape, but you have the answers. You have the answers. With all of this, you are the solution to a problem. What problems in one of these particular industries that you can help solve for someone else? You become the aspirin. And as you look at this, as you think about that 9-to-5 job that you're working that is going to run out, and you're at this place right now, you're ready to fire your boss's boss, start seriously considering, not being curious, but being serious about really becoming a coach in one of these areas. A life coach where you're helping other people have a better life. Maybe you're in the area of relationships. Maybe you're in the area of health and wellness. Maybe you're great at finances. Maybe you worked in a bank or something like that. And maybe you're in this area where you have a booming business and other people want to learn from you. I'll be honest, this and this alone in this area has helped my company generate $28 million to this very day. Maybe if you're watching this in the future, we would have bypassed $28 million. And what's so great about this? Because I am a business coach, I've helped other women build a highly successful coaching and consulting business. And we are counting now 5 millionaires have come through this journey of understanding, how do I take my life and my life experiences to help me build a legacy and get rich. Better yet, get wealthy. I always say, if you did not come from a wealthy family, make sure a wealthy family comes from you. Now, as you go through this journey, trying to maneuver through who you are to become, think about being a coach to someone else. If you watch this and this is something that you realize, wait, I can do this, make sure you find the link somewhere around this video, click on it, especially if you want to accelerate the process and you don't want to go at this alone. This is Dr. Sonia. I'll see you on the other side, but I hope to see you at the very top.